So, my name is Max Hunter. I'll talk to you about employee experience today. For the next 45 minutes, I've got about 40 PowerPoint slides for you. So we'll start. It will hopefully be the best presentation you've heard today. So, employee experience. Flowcharts can be very helpful to explain processes, but they become a problem when there is too much complexity. Just before more people leave. Thank you for staying, by the way. Yeah, I know it's after 5 o'clock. Thank you for staying. No. And now no one else can leave, or I will point you out. Good, so let's try and start again, shall we? My name is Max Hunter, Chief Joy Officer and founder of Motivators at Work, along with my partner Judith Raymakers. And I was Chief Joy Officer in a company on the C-suite of that company too. And I'll tell you more about that shortly. But this will be a very engaging 45 minutes, I hope, or 43 minutes left, where we will hopefully hear your voices as well throughout this. So get your mobile phones ready at some point too. So I'm here to talk about employee experience. I'm sorry, employer branding people here. But I'll talk about how employee experience and employer branding are two inseparable twins. Let's call them Siamese twins. Welcome. And with that in mind, the two go hand in hand, whether you like it or not. I'll explain more, and I'll give you 2 tips that you can take back to your organization tomorrow or Monday, more realistically. So, what do we do at Motivators at Work? We love to bring people together to build trust, to connect, and to co-create a better future. That's why I love these kind of events, because hopefully that's what you're doing here today and tomorrow. But enough about that. Firstly, when people hear Chief Joy Officer, I get a mixture of reactions. Some people laugh, yes, exactly, thank you very much. Some people are super curious, some people are just confused. So I'll try and explain a bit to you about that. But before I tell you what a Chief Joy Officer is, I'll tell you what a Chief Joy Officer isn't. I don't go around giving out massages. Sorry, no happy endings. Hopefully this presentation will have a happy ending. It's not about parties, as much as I love a good party. Hope to see you later. It's not about beer in the fridge on a Friday. It's not about the fruit bowl. It's not even about the perks and the gym memberships. All of those I see as the plasters over the wound. It's a bit shit to work here, so here's some stuff to make it feel a bit better. So if that's what a Chief Joy Officer is not, I'll tell you briefly what the Chief Joy Officer vision is, and shortly I'll tell you more about what we did. The vision is that people in your organization wake up on a Monday morning and say, great, I can't wait to go back to work to make a difference. I heard some laughter. Is that crazy idea? No, okay, good. And of course, that's not all the beer in the fridge on a Friday, all the table tennis tables, all the fruit bowls in the world do not make you wake up on a Monday morning and go, hooray, back to work. It's the important stuff. The dirty stuff sometimes, management, leadership, collaboration. What's it like to work here? We'll talk more about that shortly. So, with that in mind, though, I want to hear from you. So we're going to use a tool called Mentimeter, or Menti. I don't know if you've heard of it before, but can I ask you to take out your mobile devices for me, please? And hopefully, up on the screen shortly, there will be a QR code. Ta-da! So please scan the QR code and or type into your browser menti.com and enter the following code, 5463 5369. Ding! Menti is anonymous, so come on, there's no reason not to get into Menti unless you have no data and you're trying to use the shit Wi-Fi here. So, good. There will be If you want to ask me questions, I'm going to ask you to put them into Menti throughout as we go, but hopefully no questions yet. Let's see how many of you have managed to get into Menti. Please, it's 5 o'clock. I need some hearts. So please, can you press the heart button if you managed to get into Menti? Whether you're online, hello, or whether you're in the room, let's see how many of you. Look at all those hearts. Come on, can we make it up to 100? Come on. If you're not logged in yet, do. I know who you are. I don't. It's not anonymous. Okay, good. Well, that'll do for now. It's ramping up. The threat worked. Okay, good. Super. So, questions for you. First of all, you've obviously heard my job title, and maybe come back to personal branding. If you could choose any job title in the world for yourself, forget what your boss thinks or what your company thinks. What job title would you choose for yourself? Come on, type it into Menti. Get creative. It's anonymous. No one will know what you wrote. Queen. It's too soon. I'm English. Sorry. Employer branding mastermind. I'm loving it. The dude. The sparkle of joy. That's fantastic. CEO at Forbes 500, hey. Moneymaker. Chief creative ding dong. I have no idea. Oh, the senior TA magician, I like that one as well. The queen of everything. Fruit. Hi, Max Hunter. Fruit. Okay, good. World changer. Aiming low. That's good. Okay, super. Thank you very much. I like you a lot already. Good. Okay, I would just want to get a feeling for who we have here. What's your hometown? Which city, be you online or here? Which city are you based in? Oh, Novi Sad. I had a good conversation in the taxi about Novi Sad and what people from Belgrade think of people from Novi Sad, and vice versa. Welcome the Novi Saders here. Good, okay. Let's see, we've got someone calling in from Rome. Most of you, Belgrade. Come on, type it in. Let's see where we've got. Zurich, welcome. That's probably Judith, my business partner. She lives in Zurich. Hi, Judith. Welcome. Good, okay. So the vast majority from here or hereabouts. Good. All right, next question. Just quickly, I want to know how many of you are in this auditorium and how many of you are watching at home, stroke in the office. So just so I can get a picture here. I assume no one's both. Okay, for those watching virtually, welcome. There will be one or two interactive moments throughout this where the people in the room get to talk to each other. Spoiler alert. If that's the case, maybe you're watching it with a colleague, or you can reach out to one of your colleagues and you can maybe have a chat with them. Otherwise, we'll get your views in Menti. Good. Super. One last question, hopefully a bit more mathematical than what happened before with Alex. I know you may be a mixture of these things, but which one of these best describes your role? Alrighty. Nice mixture. Nikki, we don't need you to do the maths anymore. Safe. Down there. Good. Employee experience people, big up, welcome. Well, a really good mixture here. Other. Oh, I'm curious about other. Come and tell me what other was later, please. Or unless that's like queen of everything, maybe. Who knows? Or fruit. Let's see. Is that a bunch of grapes? No, who knows? Okay, good. We've got 88 people in Menti. People are feeling bolder about coming in. Good. Thank you very much for doing that. So that's it from Menti for now. We'll come back to it. Don't close it. We want you in Menti again soon. But first of all, I want to talk to you a little bit about why the employee, a little bit more about my role as Chief Joy Officer. So as I said, now I am self-employed. We own our own consultancy, helping organizations. For 2 years, I was Chief Joy Officer at a company called Logic, based in Zurich, Latvia, India, UK, America. And in that role, I spent a lot of time listening to people. I think that was mentioned a few times, right? Listen, learn, understand. to listen to them and see what is it like to work here. Yeah, it wasn't even officially an HR role. I've never worked in HR. Sorry. Imposter syndrome moment. But I was brought in to create that Monday morning vision. And so I listened. What gets in the way of that Monday morning feeling? What's great, of course, what's wonderful about working here, and what gets in the way? So we listened and we spoke to people and we had some fun along the way as well. And as a consequence, we launched a number of things. But I'll give you the results first of all. We launched the employee engagement app. 90% of employees logged in every week because they wanted to. There were no rules or policies. No one had to do anything. We didn't even have any guidelines for content. People could post whatever they wanted. I had to calm the CEO down to get that through. And it not only improved retention massively, but a lot of people, we increased the number of applications to work in the organization because people told their friends, right? We have a chief joy officer. We have this really cool app. We have all these things I'll tell you about shortly. So employee experience can help you, of course. You know that. So what were some of the things that we did? I've got talks about all of this in more detail, so quickly. And then if you want to look up more, it's on my YouTube channel, Chief Joy Officer. We launched an engaging and inspiring onboarding tool, which was called the Flying Academy, which was bite-sized chunks and lots of fun and engagement in there. This was our internal engagement app that we launched called Loy Life. There was a lot of fun in there. We had a big launch party. People posted pictures of their teams dressed up. But we also launched the Thank You initiative. I think you heard about gratitude from someone before. People could thank other people in the company, and they earned internal points that they could spend at Amazon for being thanked for helping people. There's a talk called The Power of Thank You, which you can learn more there. We changed the performance management process. Instead of it being manager and employee, we turned it into servant leadership. I'm the pilot of my growth, and my manager is the co-pilot supporting me on that journey. You'll know Simon Sinek, I'm sure. We started with why. People created their own personal mission statements. A little bit into personal branding, but this was more, what do you want to achieve here? And that was a big part of their annual performance with their manager. And we created the values, not from scratch. We got rid of the old ones, which the CEO made. And we created a new set of values based on what the people thought. What's it really like to work here? And we co-created the values with the people. Anyway, that's just a few things that stuck. There were lots of things that didn't stick, lots of things that didn't work. And I'm happy to tell you about those as well. But this is some of the things that did work in the process. So, that's about employee experience. Some of you probably want to know, what has that got to do with employer branding? Well, first of all, for me, it's all about authenticity. We talked about employer branding and employee experience coming hand in hand. The message, the story you want to tell as an employer branding expert only resonates if it reflects the authentic truth within the organization. It's like when I told you at the start, this will be the best PowerPoint you've ever heard. You didn't believe me. It wasn't true. Well, what I was doing wasn't true. It's all about authenticity. And until you understand the employee experience, and if there's things about your employee experience that are not very good, don't lie about them. Maybe the biggest thing I can say to you, biggest thought provoker, if it's a shit place to work, your employer branding is a lie. Now, that's a bit of an exaggeration, perhaps. Nowhere's a completely shit place to work. But if there's things that you know are just wrong, I don't mean the differentiators that Brian spoke about this morning, but if there's stuff that's fundamentally bothering people, makes it harder for you to do your employer branding, in a worst case, it's a lie. People can sniff out the bullshit like that. So, by the way, unless, of course, your employer branding says, this is a shit place to work, but we pay you loads of money, okay, go for it. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to go back into Menti for me, because I've got another question. And now, again, Menti is anonymous. So I'm going to ask you to be honest with us now. 2 statements before you start answering. Statement 1, your employer branding message always tells the whole truth. Do you totally disagree with that statement, or do you totally agree that you always tell the truth about everything? And the next one, we never hide anything about working in this company. So there's one thing telling the truth, other thing hiding stuff. Okay. Okay. Okay, good. We seem to have a representative sample probably in already. I expected this probably. Yeah, what you say is not a lie. More so, you tell the truth often. But you're quite happy to hide some stuff. It's human nature. I'm not blaming you. It's okay. But we'll come to you're hiding something that might not be working in a moment. Good. That's it for Menti for now, but again, don't close it. You'll come back to that in a minute. Feel free, by the way, to put questions in the Menti as we go if you want as well. We'll come to that later. So, back to the storyline. So what? If there's things wrong with your company, how do you look at employee experience? Because it's this big box of motivation. Hey. I can see you. It's a big box of motivation, agile, great place to work, perks, benefits. At Motivators at Work, we have crystallized, we hope, what drives motivation at work. What releases the potential and motivation of your employees, the things that make it great or get in the way. Before I tell you, it's worth knowing there are some hygiene factors that need to be considered. Okay, things like the pay has to be good, the commute has to be okay, work from home, some of the basic hygiene factors. If they're not there, that decreases motivation. But again, that Monday morning feeling does not come from, I'm getting paid enough, I'm allowed to work from home, right? These are the things that drive the motivation. 4 keys. The first one we call I belong. It's amazing. I think the word belong or belonging has been in almost every presentation today, so it's good to hear. We are fundamentally hardwired as tribal creatures. We came together in tribes and communities to go from being one of the physically weakest species on this planet to, unfortunately, running it because we came together in tribes. We need to feel that we belong to a tribe, whether we like it or not. This is all about, I like the people I work with. We have connection. I belong here. That we're on this journey together. Something which has been lost a little bit in the last couple of years with remote working, but okay. I belong. Next thing, it's called I am seen. This is, as part of that tribe, I am seen as a valued individual and member of that tribe. I can contribute to the tribe and our purpose, and I'm recognized for it, I'm valued for it, I'm seen for it. Some people then go, yeah, but we're all grown-ups, we don't need recognition. Yeah, we do. And in a lot of the work we do, this comes massively. I belong, I'm seen. If we move up, the next thing is called It's My Thing. This is where you love what you do. You love the content of your job. You get lost in the flow of what you do. You simply enjoy your day job. This is where the passion comes in as well for what you do, making a difference. As a consequence as well, you don't get overruled by your boss or your boss's boss. You get the chance to experiment, explore, try. You don't get overruled. You have that autonomy. Last, but by no means least, we have I am growing. Okay, this is having the challenges and the opportunities to grow as a professional, as a human being. Not only do you get good challenges, but also you have the support from the organization to achieve them, to whatever level you need. We sometimes substitute this for pay and level in the organization, but the growth we're talking about here is I am growing as a human being. So, this is the 4 keys. We split them into 2 subsections. The 2 at the bottom, this is what binds us to where we work. This is what grounds us within the organization and to what we do. So we call this the roots. The 2 at the top are more like harvesting the fruits of our labor, realizing what we can achieve, where we can go, what we can do. So you may have guessed. This is called the roots and fruits framework to understand and release motivation and potential at work. I hope that's clear. You're going to get to interact with it in a moment. But what is the power of unleashing the roots and fruits? If people feel they belong, there's more collaboration. Of course, we belong together. We're in this together. If it's my thing is there and people can express themselves and do their best work, you get more innovation and creativity. If I am growing is big and working well, you can get more capable people within your organization to grow. You don't have to look outside. And if people feel seen, they will step up and take on more responsibility and do a better job. All, of course, works towards company growth. I hope that's clear. So, maybe a few words as well just to embed it for you. This is the roots and fruits. Some of the words in there. I guess your mind may already be going in terms of how is this for you in your organization and your people? Well, let's find out, shall we? So, I'm going to ask you 2 questions in Menti. The first one will be, which one of these is your biggest driver? If you had to choose one. I know all 4 are the best. But if you personally had to choose one, which one drives your motivation most? Because again, we're all different. If we can go to Menti now, this will come up any second. So which of the 4 is most important to you in your working life? Good. If we just hit the S button, please. Not you, him. There we go. Whoa, interesting. Very interesting. Okay. All of the roots and fruits are relevant. That's good for us to know, at least as well. That's for you to reflect on for you personally. What's important for you in your organization, for you personally? Good. A real mixture. One more question now. Think about your organization where you work. You may already have in mind which one are we strong at, but I want to know which of the roots and fruits in your organization needs the most attention, is the weakest. Which of the roots and fruits in your organization needs to be improved? What does your company need to work on? Which of the 4? There's another Menti slide open for you now. Wow. It's good to get a poll of what life is like working in Serbia. Okay, so I was right. We all do need some more recognition. That's really interesting. I've not seen something so skewed for a long time. I know we have people globally, but I know it's a mostly Serbian crowd. So that's interesting. Seems to be the biggest one in your organizations, but you all now have different ideas of that as well. Okay, now, I would like you in one moment, to have a chat with someone that's sitting near you. Not the person that you came to this event with. Someone behind you, next to you, move if you have to. Wait for the instructions, wait for the instructions. I can't stop you. And just have a chat for about 3 minutes. Why did you put what you put? Take it in terms of maybe like 1.5 minutes each way. Share why you put what you put. Maybe your partner can also then say, oh, well, we've done something in our company. Just have a chat about what you just experienced. Go. Just talk. Share what you share. Okay. I'm going to have to stop you there. I can't stop you there. Hello. Woo. Okay, you can continue that conversation later. I'm going to suggest a bar we're going to go to after this, so you can continue the conversation over a beer. People? Yes. A bit later. Good. Thank you very much. I'm curious, just one last question. It'd be nice if you can just type in one insight, either from the chat you just had, or from the Roots and Fruits, or just, I'm really curious what you've taken away so far. So just one insight, either from the chat you had, or just from the last 10 minutes. The insight from the chat was the day was long. Good. Okay, cool. Low need for belonging in Serbia, or maybe you already have the belonging, so you don't need to improve it. Yeah. Right on. Joy map, autonomy. Recognition is underrated. Really good point. Right? Really good point. Good. We're all different. See us, please. Want to be seen. Okay, super. That's really... Insight. Don't worry, it's coming soon. Only 15 minutes left. We're going to drinking beer. Okay, good. Okay, super. Thank you very much for sharing that. Good. So that's enough for Menti for now. One more Menti coming up soon. So I'm going to give you 2 tasks to take away at 5:45. Here comes task number 1. You have just told me, you've just told a stranger, you've just told yourself what needs improving in your organization. Go tell your organization. Don't be the victim. Don't sit there and say, I know what's shit, but I'm not going to tell anyone. Hopefully you've got an employee experience person in your company or HR. You don't have to go to the CEO. But take them the roots and fruits. It's a nice framework to explain the insight that you had. Be part of the employee experience change. It will help you because it will just be a better place to work, but it'll also help your employer branding at some point. God, the energy just changed in here. Do it. Be part of the employee experience change. Tip 2 is coming up in a moment. But before I talk about tip 2, I'll talk about when we hold workshops with teams and organizations, and we ask them, what are you most proud of? In Menti, for example. People. My team. My people. Right? 80% of it is they're proud of the people they work with. That sense of belonging. I just like the people here. That's what they're most proud of. Yes, there's some stuff on achievement. There's some stuff on resilience. But they fundamentally talk a lot about the people that I work with. And what we find, and I would suggest for employer branding as well, it's often the roots that drive the big differential. It's what really binds you to the organization. It's what people like to talk about in the organization. It's the people they work with, their colleagues. So we'll focus for a little bit now on the roots. And how does this lead into the next tip? Well, this tip is maybe a bit less than the last tip for you, because I'm going to give you something that you can action more easily and can have a short-term impact. There's one moment a year where this belonging and feeling seen has a real moment in time. And that is, your annual get-together, your off-site event, right? Whatever you want to call it, your all-company event, your departmental retreat, when you go away for 2 days, maybe one night, and you do one of 2 things. Either you sit there for 6 hours watching Death by PowerPoint, or you just go out and party, and you get a villa with a pool in it, and you get lots of drinks, and you just party. Maybe the Death by PowerPoint one, when it's 6 o'clock, so we can finally start drinking. What a waste of amazing time when you have the tribe together. Right? If you can use those moments and make them far more meaningful, combine the work bit and the feeling heard bit and the partying bit, if you can combine all these into a really meaningful experience in this valuable tribal time that you have, it can make a huge, huge difference. Not just Death by PowerPoint and not just party. Task 2. Make the most of your offsites or whatever you call them. Don't accept whoever arranges them. If it's not you, go talk to them, and I'll explain what to talk to them about now. First of all, why? I think it's pretty clear, but it bonds people to the organization. You'll have higher retention, genuinely happier people, and just the buzz afterwards is amazing. But for you employer branding people, it gives you loads of great employer branding material. And I'll show you some shortly, but people then choose to post about this stuff and take pictures, and everyone's taking pictures and videos, and suddenly you've got loads of pictures of people genuinely happy in your organization. Mwah. The keys. So we run a lot of these offsites, okay? So apart from the leadership team coaching we do and the change management that we do, we design and moderate a lot of these offsites. The keys that we use, and I offer you the keys now, make them interactive and fun. When we design the agenda, no one is inactive for more than 10 minutes. It's constant people doing stuff. I've not left you inactive for 10 minutes today, by the way. Make space for listening to people. That I am seen is also I am heard. Give them space to talk about what's great about working here, what's not so great about working here. Give them a voice. Let them then talk about that and express that and get that out of them. Create connection. Get people to talk to each other, not just over a beer, but throughout the 2 days, throughout the event. And co-creation. Make space for people to design a better future. So they've told you what's not great here. They've talked about stuff. Okay, let's work on it. Who wants to work on what? And people can be owning, coming up with ideas of how we can improve stuff. Again, not just leave it up to HR to fix everything, please, but co-create a better future together. And then, of course, the party in the evening and blah. But actually, if you've done all this with the fun and the connection and the feeling heard and the interactivity, when 5 o'clock comes, people don't say, I need to go back to my hotel room to just freshen up. They're going, woof, and the evening is amazing. So, here's some pictures from some of the offsites that we have run. People having fun, people connecting. This is after 4 days of offsite. They've still got the energy. Fun and games, people co-creating. It was a leadership team of 98 men. And create that energy at the front of the room. Find someone in your organization, or talk to me, who can create the energy in the room for you as well, so that the days fly by. And imagine if this was employer branding material for you, your teams. And all these people started posting automatically on LinkedIn with no egos. Good. So, you can be heroes. I've given you 2 ideas, 2 tips. 1, be part of the employee experience change. Go tell someone what you found out today from the Roots and Fruits. And make sure your next offsite is great. Go do that. So, I want you to turn now and talk to the person you spoke to before and commit to them. What are you going to do when you go back to the office on Monday? Yes, you have to do something. Don't play the victim for me, please. Go, talk. What are you going to do when you get back to the office? Good. Okay, I have to stop you there. Stop. Stop. Okay, I want to get you off in time for people, okay? So, bear with me for now. Good. And maybe you can exchange contact details with that person later, and you can stay in touch and ask each other, how's it going? How is your commitment going? So, for one last time, back to Menti, please. One last time. And now I'd like some feedback from you as well. So with that in mind, the first question is, how would you rate the last 43 minutes of your life based on whether you felt you had a voice in this, whether it was interactive and engaging, or whether you felt more connection to others than you did before? Alrighty. Wow, okay. Keep going. Okay. I know this feels like me saying, wasn't that great? But it's not. This is me saying, I used some of the principles that I told you about for your offsites. It's not rocket science, but you felt heard. I am seen. Interactive and engaging, you were able to do your thing, and you felt more connection to others in this room. I belong. It's possible, it's doable, and it's not rocket science. And I like a word cloud. So can you please type in 1 or 2 words into Menti that describe the last 43 minutes? And if it needs to be in Serbian, come on, let me learn. I'd prefer it in English, though. And nice sex, apparently. I don't know what you were watching on your mobile phones. I said use Menti. Okay. Good. Okay. Kids. Okay, fine. Good, thank you. And when we build word clouds from the events, you've got this amazing word cloud that you can also use in your employer branding as well. Thank you very much. I will use this word cloud in my employer branding. No, not just yet. I'm not closing yet. I know you want to finish. 1 more minute, maybe 2. What I want to tell you as well, because I've got nothing planned for the rest of the evening until 8 o'clock. And now you're all going to want to go home, and I don't get a chance to speak to you wonderful people. So I offer you the chance to come for a beer with me at a place called Our Bar, quite appropriately named. If you don't know where it is, the QR code will tell you where it is. So if any of you want to have a drink and continue the conversation, not just with me, but with each other, because I'm not here tomorrow evening for the cocktails. Come to the appropriately named Our Bar this evening. Good. I've no idea if it's open. I hope it is. Good. That's it from Menti. I will come back to 1 or 2 last bits of information to summarize. So to send you off, I don't think we even have time for questions, so you definitely have to come to the bar if you want to ask me questions. Okay. Takeaways. Everyone says 3 takeaways. Let's do 3 takeaways. Employee experience and employer branding are inseparable. Use the roots and fruits to improve your employee experience in your company. Go be part of the change. Make your next offsite a meaningful and valuable event every minute of it. So please let me know. Please look me up on LinkedIn. That QR code is not LinkedIn, unfortunately. So please do go to LinkedIn. Please I think you'll find me if you type in Max Hunter and/or Chief Joy Officer. You should find me. I love LinkedIn, so please give me some LinkedIn love. Connect with me. I'll share as much on there with you as possible as well. Message me if you want to continue the conversation. That would be great. And please, if you do go, so not if, when you go back to your office and start making these changes, let me know, because I don't know what impact this has. So please drop me a note in LinkedIn and let me know. All that's left to say is never, ever accept death by PowerPoint ever again. Thank you very much.
Stay for a question. Yeah, we have 10 time. I got chills. You too. Okay, if anyone goes with Max and to take drinks or something like that, to drink drinks, please take care. Make sure to bring him back to us at 8 p.m. Okay, don't forget the dinner. Okay, we are going to have time for one question. Yeah. Who is going to be a lucky winner?
Make it good.
Make it good. Yeah.
No pressure.
Any questions? Oh my gosh, I shouldn't make this big.
No. 100 questions.
Some questions? Come on.
We do have one in Menti, that's correct.
Do we have one on Menti, yeah.
Which says, oh, questions are coming in on Menti.
What?
You see, people, when you make the Q&A anonymous, they start coming in. Okay.
Awesome.
Where do I find inspiration for my work? I just love bringing people together to connect and co-create a better future. I just love it. I love every minute of it when I'm in a room with the people. All of it. I have found my thing, I have found my calling, and I just love it. So it's not difficult once you find it. And do we need to have all 4 keys to release motivation and potential? In your opinion, what percentage of employees love their job? That's 2 questions, someone cheated. Do we need to have all 4 keys to release motivation and potential? I'll say yes and no. Fundamentally, yes. But for some people, as you told me before, some of the keys are more important than others. But I think in your organization, you will have a mix of all 4, as you showed me before. When I said what's important for you, all 4 got a lot of love. So, and what percentage of employees love their job? Chris reminded us of the Gallup poll stats, where less than 1/3, even less than 1/4 of employees are actively engaged with their job. So there is a lot of room to improve. Not enough is the short answer, but if you can find it's my thing, right, what is it that you really love? And if you have a team and a boss that don't make your life hell, that that wasn't anonymous, but thank you, then that can make all the difference. That'll do.
Woo! Thank you.
Big love for Nikki!